Hi, you are welcome to week 3 of the Knowledge to Naira YouTube series. Dr. Khadija Lawal is my name, digital creator, Knowledge to Naira. Under the captainship of Dr. Mojitaba Umar, the president of Association of Resident Doctors, Usman Danfodio University, you are welcome to yet again another episode, the third episode of Knowledge to Naira YouTube series. Now, this episode is about building a professional digital portfolio. Now, if you haven't watched week 1, that's the first episode, or week 2, the second episode of Knowledge to Naira YouTube series, I suggest you put this to a pause and go back and watch it so you would understand the flow of the Knowledge to Naira YouTube series as to becoming a successful digital creator. All right, so before we move on, if you haven't subscribed, please click the link below and subscribe to our YouTube channel, ARD Udu Sokoto. Having said that, let us begin. Okay, so why do you need to build a professional digital portfolio? What's your business with being a digital portfolio? Why not just leverage on the space and start earning income? You'll find out. So this is the go. So digital collection of curated collection of your work, right? Showcasing your work, your expertise, your education, and how it's being put into action, such that your impact, how it's been, the transformation that your skills, your knowledge has brought how it come about, right? So is a curated collection showcasing your expertise, your skills, your achievements, impact, and the transformations thereof. So what are the importance? Why is it important? Why should you bother as a digital creator in the health sector, as a medical doctor, a resident, consultant, whatever cadre? First, it demonstrates credibility beyond CV. Now, people ask for your LinkedIn profile before they even want to even see your CV, right? So it also supports career growth, collaborations, partnerships, monetization. My very first experience collaboration was as a panelist and a speaker in Transcorp Hilton Hotel, and that was because I was able to put and package my digital portfolio, right? So it builds trust with your audience, it attracts clients, brands want to work with you because of the profile and the portfolio, I beg your pardon, that you have put together. And of course, it creates opportunities in your digital journey. So what are the components of a digital portfolio? Now, before I go into components of a digital portfolio, you have to understand the digital portfolio framework. Now, if there is a disconnect in the digital portfolio framework, even if you know and put together components of a digital portfolio, you're really going to struggle. You're really going to struggle a lot, right? So let us dig in. Now, the digital framework is a cycle and it has to revolve around your identity as a digital creator, right? Your identity, what it is that you do, what you enjoy, your intelligence center, right? So first, you're going to be dealing with the audience because you are going to leverage on the digital space because of your audience. This is not because of yourself. So you now have to ask yourself, who do you serve, right? If you haven't watched week 2 of Knowledge to Naira, I suggest you go back and get clarity on who your audience are. All right, so after having identified your audience, you move to your content, right? So how do you want to educate people? How do you want to inspire people? Okay, after having put that through, do you want to do it through blogs? Do you want to do it through newsletters? Do you want to do it through videos? It's left for you. So long you connect with your audience, that's fine. So next is how to build trust. Why should people work with you? Why should they hire you? Why should people say, yes, I want to work with Dr. XYZ? That is just about the trust, because nobody buys from people they don't trust. There has to be something that they see that they can connect with, and they'll say, oh, I think I can trust this person, and they'll give you their money. After having established trust and put forth things in place so they'll trust you. Next is your niche. So what do your audience pay attention to? It has to be something they pay attention to first before they build an interest in it, before they can now start thinking, oh, maybe I should work with Dr. XYZ, or maybe I should join her membership or pay for her ebook, blah blah blah. Okay, and then after having done that, what's your value? What value do you bring in as a digital creator? One of the mistakes many people make here is they are not able to communicate that clearly as a digital creator. So what problems do you solve? Is a problem that you help solve that makes you valuable as a digital creator. It could be leadership skills, it could be listening skills, it could be writing skills, it could be anything. So before we go to the component, I also want to let us know this. Your niche as a digital creator is an intersection between these three. What people pay attention to. Once people pay attention to something that you know, when they see the expression of that knowledge, when they see that you know this, they see that you are talking with confidence and this thing is actually true when you do your work, right? And it's something that you enjoy. They see it, something you enjoy doing. You do it with ease. Okay, so once they see that, and they will now develop interest and willing to pay for it. Now, there has to be intersection. There has to be a sweet spot around here. You might have people paying attention to your content, but when it's time to pay, they will never pay. So it has to be complete. It shouldn't only be what you enjoy doing. It shouldn't only be something you know how to do and you love to do. It's something that people should even pay attention to in the first place. Okay, that's one thing you have to be able to communicate across. And then it has to be such that people are willing to pay. You have to ask yourself, when say I have built my digital profile and portfolio to this extent, is it something people will be willing to pay for? Right? So there has to be a sweet spot, and that's where these three come together. Now, after having cleared the digital framework, right? After having understood your niche, then we can go to the components of the digital profile. So first, digital portfolio, I beg your pardon. So first, you have your digital profile. Digital profile is part of the digital portfolio. Then you have your mission and your niche. So my mission, for instance, as Dr. K, as I'm known on the online space, is that I empower women through soap making skills. See, simple. It shouldn't be something that is too bogus or too big. Something that people can easily relate to. Excuse me. Your work, your projects should also be there. What you've done so far, people you have worked with, as it relates to your sector, as it relates to your niche, is very important. Your digital portfolio is incomplete if you do not put a call to action, if you do not put contacts there. If you do not want to put your number, if you don't want to put your phone number, email is fine, but please do not leave it blank. It's very unprofessional, because someone will just admire your work and the person can reach out to you. That's not nice. It defeats the aim. Right? You can also put a call to action. Your call to action could be visit my website. It could be read my newsletter. It could be subscribe to my newsletter. Right? So there are so many of those platforms out there. So what essential platforms do you use as a digital creator? What platform do you want to use to start building your digital portfolio? So you have Canva. Canva is just templates full of so many things. Letters, newsletters. People have created ebooks using Canva, e-flyers and what have you. Okay, so you can use that to design your digital portfolio or have someone do that for you. Notion is very professional. You can use that. LinkedIn is a great way to start. You can start on LinkedIn. Then as you build your portfolio, then you can go into others. Right? Google Drive is another type, but it's not as professional. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend LinkedIn, Notion, but just know that people use these other ones as platforms to build their portfolio. Now, people misunderstand these two. Sometimes people use them interchangeably, but it's very good and you have to know the distinction. Knowing the distinction sets you apart as a digital creator. Now, while digital creator is a component of digital portfolio, you should also understand that digital portfolio is not going to be enough. Most people just create a digital portfolio and think magic would happen. People would think people would start buying from them. People will start reaching out to them. It doesn't work that way. So your digital profile is just like your digital business card, and it's with that people would follow you, people would listen to you, right? And people will know that okay, this is what you are known for. That's just what digital profile does. Digital profile is just the window, while the digital portfolio is larger. Digital portfolio is a proof of what you can do. It convinces clients, brand, that yes, they can work with you, yes, they can pay you, and you wouldn't run away with their money, right? So the other thing is the digital portfolio puts forth your work, your results, your impacts, the transformations that you have done. Like for me, one of the things that I put out there on my LinkedIn is me being the lead coordinator of mentor-mentee program, and how I'm able to bridge the gap between medical training and residency training program. So that's something that you can do. If something you've done, yeah, that's fine. You put it out there under your digital portfolio when you open your LinkedIn. Okay, so your websites, blog sites, newsletters, Google Drive, those are places you can build digital portfolios. But for digital profile, you have all your social media platforms. Now, what are the common mistakes people make? First is no niche. When you say, oh, I'm talking to everybody, if you have watched the previous video, the previous class, targeting your audience, one of the mistakes I mentioned there is everybody is not your audience. Everybody can never be your audience. So the same thing here, you can't say, oh, I don't have a niche anywhere belle face. No. Okay, so you have to have a niche. What's next? You're not consistent. You post today, till 1 month you will not post. You don't have to post every day. If you want to post once a week, even if you want to post once in 2 weeks, that is fine. But it has to be strategic. You are building. Digital portfolio is building. You are building something. And where you leave a building, that's where you will meet it. Okay? So if you have active, inactive links, if you've had expired links, please, you bring them down. It's not people wouldn't want to reach out to you and then they don't see how they reach out to you. Very important, no call to action. No call to action, no contact info. People do this a lot. You have such excellent digital skills. You have skills in digital health, in data analysis, and there's no phone number someone can reach out to you. There's no email. Please don't do that. So in conclusion, digital portfolio is a proof of your experience, your skills, and your expertise. Now, the goal of building a digital profile is to convince people to work with you. Is to say, yes, I can work with this person. There are people who have gone through some profiles, right? And they'll say, oh, when I'm ready, I'll work with this person. So your niche must be well established for its it has to be well established for it to stand out, right? It has to be clear. If you are a maxillofacial resident, for instance, and you have interest in oral and dental health, let them know that that's where you are, right? So it's important to note that while digital profile gets the follow, it gets people to follow you. The digital profile portfolio, I beg your pardon, gets the job done. Like it convinces people to seal the deal and work with you. So thank you so much. And if you have questions, you can drop them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much. I remain Dr. K.